context and content. I look at all these YouTube videos, I learn a lot, but most of these videos are just talking heads. They talk, 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 talk. The problem with that, I studied communications. Words are only 7%. In other words, you just pick 100 words, person might hear only 7 of them. The other part of communication is emotional tone. If I speak like, I'm going to ta-da-da-da, I speak in anger, that's emotion. You have a better chance of hearing that with the words if you add emotion to it. And the third part of communication is physical. So these guys who are talking heads only moving their lips and they have no emotion. But if you just go like this speaks louder than words. All you guys listening to these talking heads, listen to the content, but be very, very careful because you're just getting 7% of what they're saying. Most of them have no emotion, and worst of all, physically, they're boring. So you've got to really be a good student. Most of these talking heads remind me of school, and I flunked out of school. One more last thing I want to say is that actions speak louder than words. If you want to find out what a person is saying or doing, watch what they do, not what they say. For example, President Trump put the wall up. President Biden took the wall down. Now, who's a traitor? Well, Biden says, I love America and all this, but the guy took the wall down. 25 million people streamed across the border because he wants to sink our economy. So again, actions speak louder than words. I'm not saying Republican or Democrat. I'm saying President Trump put the wall up and President Biden took it down. And then Vice President Kamala Harris was supposed to be the border czar, and she never went there. Once again, watch what a person does, not what they say. And this speaks louder than words. Another lesson that's paramount to Rich Dad is this. When I wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, there were some basic rules my Rich Dad gave me. My Rich Dad said, savers are losers. And when I wrote that, I got attacked. Because most of these idiots out there who know nothing about money, they think saving this stuff is smart. This is toilet paper. If you understand your history, in 1971, President Nixon took this off the gold standard. So the dollar became debt. Today, the US dollar is debt. It's not money. It's credit. This here is a 1964 Kennedy half dollar. This is pure silver. This is silver. This is real money. 1965, it became fake money. So when you look at a coin today, you can see the copper tinge on it. That's fake silver. And again, in 1971, Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard, and this became fake money. So the reason I say savers are losers is because our banking system was designed to steal our wealth. The biggest criminals in the world are banksters, bankers, and they steal your wealth via your money. That's the Federal Reserve Bank, the Treasury, and all this stuff. So I'm not saying don't work for money and all this stuff. I'm just saying be smarter. Don't save this trash. Now you can see this here, I saved this here because this is real silver. Back in 1964, this was 50 cents. Today, in February 2025, it's important to know the date, this is worth about $12 because the price of silver is going up because this toilet paper is coming down. So that's why I say savers are losers. Don't be stupid. And the reason I recommend Bitcoin, now Bitcoin has its own challenges, but at least Bitcoin by design was designed to go up. It got scarcer. This thing gets more plentiful. One more thing about silver and gold, as the price of gold and silver goes up, does this get more scarce or less scarce? It gets less scarce. Because when the price of gold goes up and the price of silver goes up, and I know because I own gold and silver mines, when the price of silver or gold goes up, we produce more gold and silver. So the reason I like Bitcoin is it always stays scarce. Now, I don't recommend you invest in Bitcoin because most people can't take the ups and downs. And could Bitcoin go to zero like some people say? It's possible. So you really got to study what you know. On YouTube, I'm always listening to certain people like Bitcoinzilla. I like that company. I like what they say. They present both sides. There's Mark Moss, who presents both sides, and Anthony Pompliano. I listen to those guys and Raoul Pal. When it comes to Bitcoin, I go to YouTube and I listen to guys who know more than me. One of the biggest problems is that there's so many people think they know everything. The reason I'm on YouTube all the time is because I don't know much, but I can always learn more. And so it's the attitude I go to it, but be very careful because most of these guys are talking heads. And you've got to watch what a person does, not what they say. So I know Anthony Pompliano personally. I watch what Mark Moss does. I know him personally. And they practice what they teach. Very important when you're listening to financial advisors, do they practice what they teach. Once again, the big lessons are action speak louder than words. Pictures here, but pictures are better than just words. This is my second book, The Cash Flow Quadrant. Some people say it's the most important book I wrote because it defines the 4 people in the world. So E stands for employee. S stands for small business, self-employed. So what happens is my poor dad always said, go to school and get a job. I flew for the U.S. Marine Corps in Vietnam. And when I came out of Vietnam, I said, what should I do, Dad? So my poor dad says, become a United Airlines pilot. I'd be an E. And my mom says, why don't you go to school and get your medical degree, become a doctor? Because she was a nurse. And I said, S stands for smart. I'm not that smart. I didn't want to stay in school. This was my rich dad said, become an entrepreneur and build a big business. A big business is a system incorporates over 500 people. Today, the Rich Dad Company, although we're a small company, our system is bookstores all over the world plus Amazon. Big business are guys like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates. They're big business guys. And I stands for insider. Now, most of the yo-yos out here, financial planners are over here. But they say that inside investing is illegal. Yes, in certain cases it is. But in the real world, is the closer to the inside you are, the richer you become. Not to throw out jargon, but it's called the Cantillon effect. You want to be as close to the money as possible. I invest as an insider. That's why Kenny McElroy and myself and I, we do deals from the inside. We put real estate deals together from the inside. We start businesses, we do it from the inside. My gold mine, I'm an insider. My silver mine, I'm an insider. These guys here buy the stocks, bonds, and mutual funds and ETFs. I don't touch that garbage because it's paper. You can touch it. You want, I don't. I prefer to come here. Back in 1974, as I'm coming out of the Marine Corps, and I asked my rich dad again, what should I become? He says, go here. And my poor dad said, and my mom said, go here. Choice is up to you. Go to school to get a job, or go back to law school or medical school and become a specialist. Or you can learn to build a big business, this is 500 employees or more, or learn to be an insider. So the first course I took, as I've said in other videos, is I had to learn how to sell. And then I had to learn to present. And then I had to take real estate investing courses, investing with no debt. I use 100% financing as an insider. Now, do I recommend that? No, you should not do that. Take real estate courses and all this stuff here. I know guys like Dave Ramsey, who's a friend of mine, say live debt-free. Most people, especially over here, should live debt-free. Be careful who you listen to on YouTube and all this stuff. If you don't have any financial education, live debt-free, if you can. On over here, I use debt as money. I'm $1.2 billion in debt. But the debt that makes me rich. Credit card debt or most mortgages make people poor. So those are some of the differences, and the choice up to you today is, do you want to become an employee for the rest of your life, fly for the airline, crashing out of the sky right now, unfortunately, terrible. Or you go a doctor or a lawyer, or you become a big business owner, or you become an inside investor. You're gonna be an inside investor. I love it here. I'm inside the deal. I get to call the shots and all this, but I gotta know what I'm doing. So I'm always studying over here. These guys don't study. These guys want to do it by themselves. I'm self-employed. I'm the smartest guy around. And these guys here have to have a big team. I have a best team of people. And over here, I'm on the inside with my team calling the shots. Those are the differences. So again, in 1974, when I came out of the Marine Corps, I had to make that choice. Here, 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 here. Last thing on taxes, because that makes a big difference. These guys here pay about 40% in taxes. These guys pay 60% in taxes. And this is worldwide. Oh, I live in Canada, it's different. Or I live in Europe, it's different. No, it's the same. Over here, they pay 20% in tax, and over here, 0% tax. 40, 60, 20, 0. To achieve that, you have to study. Now, if you don't want to study, then go to school, get a job, become a doctor, and pay the highest taxes.